Sister Andrea Brunette is in a place to be. How you doing, Senate?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well.
So you have something to show us today?
Yes, I went on to the product line and I bought 3 shirts and I just wanted to show you all what I got.
Oh, let's see.
Okay, so this is the first one. This is the
Ah, the Ankh shirt.
the Ankh shirt. I got it in black and gold, but I think I'm gonna go and get a blue one too.
All right.
Okay, so that's the first one.
All
And
right.
then
The Ma'at. Oh, it looks
this
good in
I don't
blue.
yeah,
All
I don't know.
right.
Yeah, this is the Ma'at one.
Oh, that's
I
what's
don't know if you
up.
can see.
Yeah, we see it. We
I'm
see
trying.
it.
Can you see it?
Nice bright
And
color.
yeah, I love this. I love this color. I love it. And then the piece de la resistance is my favorite
I'm the best to
one.
me
I'm
tonight.
the place to be tonight. Yeah.
That's what's up. I'm the
There's
best
that
to
on
me
the sleeve
tonight.
too.
Even on the sleeve.
Tonight.
All right.
Even on the
Tonight.
sleeve. I had it. Yeah,
All
this
right.
is the lick right here. So I'll be wearing that on
Oh,
your next live. I will have this one on.
oh, that's
Yeah.
beautiful. Oh, wow.
So
Well,
that's the 3 ones I got.
thank you very
Love
much
them.
for your support. It's appreciated. I'm glad that you like the products.
You're welcome. You're
All
welcome.
right.
And we'll see you on the next live stream.
All right. See you soon, sister.
Okay.
Okay, I hope you can see this. Civilization started with agriculture. Custom made shirt from my aunt forever, Shaka Indugu. Civilization started with agriculture. This is Curse of Hammurabi, Shaka Indugu, who I support. Civilization started with agriculture.
All right. Hey, brother Donnie Williams. See, you got your
Yeah,
mail.
yeah. What's up, Shaka? I was gonna do just a. I know it's a serious topic, but I was gonna do a little
No, no, I appreciate that, bro. I'm
unboxing.
glad.
So
I'm glad. Yeah, yeah. Live
yeah, man.
unboxing. Bro, you don't mind if I use this excerpt, like as a clip, my
No,
intro?
no,
Oh,
it's all
thank you.
good.
Thank you. And for
Yeah,
those who wonder, I'm gonna share the link. All right, that's lovely.
yeah. I got the Heather Gray. Oh man, yeah,
Oh, you got the
I
Kemet
didn't.
shirt as well. Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know it had that on the back
In the
though.
black. Yeah.
Yeah, that's nice. That's what's up,
That's
man.
lovely. Oh, thank you. I
So
appreciate that.
yeah. So just letting you know, just coming through, showing some support real quick, man. I'm about to get back into this Netflix film. So um, just wanted to say peace, man, and thanks.
Yeah, thanks a lot, brother.
Okay.
Hey, this is my unboxing video that I'm doing for the product I bought from my Forever's channel. I bought the coffee mug, and here it is. Sorry there's a glare from the screen, but lots of bold, crisp, beautiful colors, inside and out, high quality ceramic. I absolutely love it. So y'all go check out his website. It's got a lot of fun, fresh designs. And cheers to you, Shaka, and all of your endeavors. Peace.
Our sister RP is in the place to be. What's up, sister?
Et Sin E. How you doing?
Et Senate E. I'm doing nefer.
Oh, great, great. Um, well, I got it today. I was thinking it was coming from France, but then I did the tracking and it was outside actually when I went to check, and here it is.
Oh, that's what's up. It's just like my hat. That's what's up.
Yeah,
Let me do the solo layout. There it is, brothers and sisters. That's
yeah.
what's up.
I really like this. Yeah, so I have an after school program that I help facilitate. And I'm going to wear this because we're going to start talking about coding. So I'm going to
Okay.
use this as an introduction because this is a code. It's
Mm,
ancient code, but it's still a code. And then we're going to be able to, demonstrate. I'll be able to demonstrate to them the meanings inside each of the, glyphs and stuff. So, but yeah, I was looking online and I was like, this is actually like really good designs. So as soon as I get some more, extra money. I'm gonna get the matching hat, and I want to get a Ma'at shirt, but I really like the Kemet one. Uh,
Mic check, 1, 2. Good. Hotep Senu Hena Senut Iti. Aren I Shaka Ndugu Kemet. I hope you're doing well. The title of this live stream is Adair Sanera to say, fuck Malachi York. Is Jabari Osaze's disciple a pedo lover? It is actually 6 p.m. EST. I rarely start that late, but hey, it's the weekend. I don't work tomorrow. Now, it's very simple, and people can follow suit. People can do the test. It's very unlikely that Filthy Frankie will insult Malachi York. Why? We may find out soon. Some of you may not know, but he was stated publicly that he is a member of Jabari's organization. He has created Pedoland, his own house. Welcome. Some people was found guilty of rape. He said it. It's on tape. It's heard. Now, for those who don't know, he's been insulting people's family members, mothers, daughters, son, underage or not. He went live not long ago, and he just let it be known that he's bothered about being associated with child molesters. However, he's the one who has chosen. He made a choice. He has chosen to associate himself with all those molesters. And for the record, even his so-called wife, Napashida, had some accusations on her. Everybody and their mama know what the accusations are. I have still not heard Napashida denying this accusation. She was simply asked, was she ever accused of pedophilia? How difficult is it to answer that? It's the tip of the iceberg, though. Now, so Jabari Osaze, he was asked months ago what he's going to do about what's going on over there. He had nothing to say. Fine. He's going to have to deal with it. I'm wondering, out of curiosity, he said he used to be part of the Osaze Society. Did he ever say why he left that organization? Some of you know the dude. Can you ask him if he heard about Napashida and pedophilia? Can you ask him if he knows about ICPK sending money to a convicted child molester? Basically the same question we asked Filthy Frankie. Feel free to ask him and see what he's going to answer. Some people are in New York amongst all these cats, and they act like they don't know. MCs act like they don't know. Feel free to ask him, does he know about Garfield Reed and the accusation that Senator made towards him? Feel free to ask him, does he know about Rob Warren and the accusation of molestation that Senator made about him? I dare you, filthy Frankie. And it's sad because you're going to show to the world that you are a punani. You done insulted so many damn people. You should have smoke for a convicted child molester. You should have smoke for somebody who raped boys and girls. Frankie, just say fuck Malachi York. We're going to start with you all. Then we're going to go down the list of all the other people that you told us about and that other people told us about. Why wouldn't you be able to say fuck Malachi York? You don't say it to so many people's mothers. You created pedo land. Your platform is pedo land. You have never disrespected a child molester or rapist. Here's your shot. Here's your opportunity. Just go ahead. And for the record, if there are some of Filthy Franky's groupies, knock yourself out. The chat is open to everybody. We're going to have a laugh. Because you're all lame as hell. You even have the link here. All you need is a webcam. Okay. So I have time. I told you I've seen that before. I've seen Pan-Africans defending child molesters and rapists. Didn't last long. Some would take a chance, and run with it while they can, because it's documented. Actually, earlier, I seen one of the dude who started a call once and said, "F your mother, F your wife." He's there on the panel. Some people are made like that. Some people are built like that. Not most people, but some people are built like that. They wouldn't find any exposure anywhere else. You can go on their channels and see how long they've been there, and see, how much traction they got. And really, when they have subscribers, it's only based on their religion. Not because of their intellect, not because of what they teach or what they show. Most of the time, they don't show jack. They just read one single book, and that's about it. So they have no better choice than to run on a pedo channel. Fine, it's on them. It's on them. All that's going to come to an end, man. Filthy Frankie even reprimanded his own wife live on air, told her not to go against him as he was talking smack about a child, about a baby. And it's the same lady who went live talking about this dude was talking about a baby, a 3-year-old baby. And he's at it again, and she's rocking with it. How difficult is it to have Andrea Burnett in the place to be? How difficult is it if you are asked, have you been accused of pedophilia? But that pedo land, they're different. They're built different. For example,
Are you accused of molesting your wife's niece, who is your niece through marriage?
I have no recollection of that. You would have to inform me of what you're talking about. I have no recollection of that.
Okay.
I have no recollection means I don't remember. That's pedo land for you. Did you know the ICPK leader, Johanna, General Johanna, one ICPK member who is not anonymous and unidentified, is online. He has a Facebook page, and we showed it not long ago. He's public. He said that their leader, Commanding General Johanna, molested a boy. David is in the place to be. Feel free to ask Filthy Frankie about that. Ask Filthy Frankie, did you know? They sweep everything under the rug. Anything that's inconvenient. They don't scam their own audience not long ago. And they want to act like stuff is sweet. Filthy Frankie, you down with this too? Did you know? Well, the groupies of Filthy Frankie. That's how you guys get down. Now, how many of you molested boys back in the day? How many of you? I thought you guys were proud. I thought you guys were proud. Are you ashamed? Because Filthy Frankie is clearly ashamed of his associates. He is clearly ashamed of his associations. But not long ago, he wanted to interview Polite. Have you noticed he's not talking about that interview no more? See, some of you will complain and cry to the public because it done got snitched on. But that's coming later on. Now, where are those proud people? Where are those proud butt kisses of Sa? He's looking for new people now. He has a new roster. Take your chances. That Mr. Their Fair Game, do you think it's going to last long? Have you ever seen his legacy? Some people don't even need to talk much. Their legacy is already messed up. Where you are? You guys try to make pedophilia cool. That can never happen. Not on my watch. When Walk 100 spoke, Frankie had no smoke. When Walk 100 spoke, Frankie had no smoke. And he thinks he can select some people and holler at them and threaten them. Not working. Try again. So the pressure's still on the neck. Still being applied at the same pace. You got the right one, Filthy Frankie. There's always some clap back. You don't try it all, man. Boom Boom Smash Rockwell, your fourth wife. You try to act like I lost my channel because of you. Channel is there. How many people did you tell that I lost my channel? Filthy Frankie now, Bobby Bank. You remember when you and your crew flagged my channel back then? Maybe lost 7,000 subscribers. You got a piece, you got a taste of your own medicine. You don't mess with a young brother, your channel was off. You chose your associate, you chose who you were capping for. But Bobby Banger, you usually say that you were part of a cult. Has anybody ever heard Bobby Benger saying fuck Malachi York? Has anybody ever heard Bobby Benger say fuck Malachi York? I haven't. I'm not saying he never said it. I'm just saying I haven't heard him say that. Bobby Benger, you know what Malachi York went to prison for? You want to ask Filthy Frankie about it? You want to tell Filthy Frankie about it? Because we have him on tape acting like he didn't know what Malachi York went to prison for. That was a while back, yes. The Amin Ra Squad YouTube channel got taken down. Yes. That was a while back. It's not new. He got his karma. I didn't flag. David, have you ever heard Bobby Benger say fuck Malachi York? Has anybody else ever heard Bobby Benger say fuck Malachi York? There it is. He has not. He has not heard. And I haven't either. One of the biggest rapists known. My goodness. Now, we have several people down with Frankie who are caping, defending Malachi York. Why is it so? Why is it so? Why is it that in 2023, when there is DNA evidence, testimonies, the dude was found guilty in a court of law, he's been sentenced to that 135 years. He's going to die in jail. He may be released on compassionate ground if they found out that he has a terminal disease, but there's not many chances that this will happen, knowing the nature of the crime that he was found guilty of. Those guys talk about knowledge and scholarship. You know what's funny? I just saw that they have a debate about rape in the Bible. Always the same old topic. And they have that disgusting Zion Lex who try to change a rape story into a love story. He's on tape. We played it. The same dude who said he has the tape that he recorded from his phone. But he patched things up. It's going to be funny, man. They're going to start singing, man. We actually have those guys on tape being foul, being disgusting, having no dignity, no integrity. But that's another dude who's a student of Butler Reggie. Another one. Losing team, team of losers. Because of Hammurabi wrote, they're obsessed with rape doctrine, it seems. They are. They are. Has anybody asked Woof Woof Napashida, did she deny? Did she say yes or no? How long do you think it should take? Clearly they're hiding something. Recently, 4 people, part of the HOK, Rape OK, House of Consciousness. Woof woof. Oh my goodness, you see that? Ron O'Neill. Tonight. People in the chat behave because I have no obligation to go back and forth with people who cop, who defend, who protect rapists and child molesters. So I'm aware that some people go on some channels and they complain. They say, oh, he blocked me. The real ones, they hit that button. They hit that button. They use a webcam and they holler on some grown men too. But we have many people who only have chats to express themselves. That HC dude, I don't really give his full name, but he knows who he is. He may come through later on. You know, we have grown adults who are hiding, and yet want to talk to our people, telling them what we need to do, what we need to study. Acting like they want to tell us where we come from. And that HC dude is a prime example. A know-it-all brother who's so much of a coward that will never show his face. Talking about his phone doesn't work. 2023. Can't afford a smartphone. We don't hurt it all. But anyway, that was just for the record. Has somebody asked? Did any of you ask Woof Woof and Pashida? My goodness. Rabon, Garfield, Napashida, General Johanna, they try to sweep that under the rug. What's up with that, Filthy Frankie? That's your world. Pedoland is your world. That's your crew. That's your team. That's your associates. That's your brothers and sisters. Woof Woof is your wife. Your so-called wife. You're going to act like you don't have anything to do with her? Because now, Filthy Frankie, and I played it, he's acting like he doesn't have anything to do with Polite. He was in business with Polite. He covered for Polite. When Polite ran away with his underage wife's cousin. Who said it? He said it. Filthy Frankie said it. And he covered for Polite as long as they were making money together. When Polite finished him out of money, Frankie was mad. He went live. He blasted Polite. Polite showed him a little bit of change. Polite told Frankie, sit your $5 ass down before I make change. And he threw $5 in Frankie's face. Frankie was happy. Frankie got paid. Frankie doesn't mind how much he gets paid. He just has to get paid. That's his philosophy. Sometimes he take the money. And sometimes he'll take the honey.
What I was saying was, for example, let me give you an example. If my sperm was to somehow accidentally go into my mouth. What do you mean accidentally? That's when I have a wet dream. That's when I had a wet dream. And my hands is wet. But somehow I'm sleeping. And I touch my mouth.
There's a lady that I saw on one of Filthy Frankie's channel. And that was a while back, though. And she was interviewed in the street, broad daylight. And she was explaining that semen, is good for the skin. Frankie, were you trying to look young? Because it's cheaper than a surgical procedure? What's that all about, Frankie? You want to tell us the real deal? Why did you go publicly and talk about semen on your mouth? Really, you meant semen on your face. Is that a ritual? Because the Nubians, they have some rituals that involve semen. You want to tell us what's up, Frankie? Now, some Nubians are listening. Feel free. The chat is open. Tonight's an exception. The chat is open. Is it wrong? Is it a lie? Nubians, followers of York, is it a lie or is it true that you do have some rituals that involve semen? Playing hide and seek? You need counseling? You need advice? You need backup? Suit yourself. But we know now. We know now. Slowly but surely, Frankie is trying. There is a crowd that will embrace Filthy Frankie. If all things fail, if all things fail, there's a crowd for Frankie. That you're gonna find out later on. Because we know he's a flip flopper. There is nowhere in the world any of these followers, including Jabari Osaze and the Shrine of Ma'at, nowhere in the world that they can act like they don't know. You have to make a choice. Sister Andrea, how you doing?
I am doing well. How are you, Shaka?
I'm chilling, sister.
Mm-hmm.
Applying pressure on Filthy Frankie's neck.
I see. Yeah, you on it today. That's 2 times today, huh?
Yeah, the first one really, I was in the middle of going through some Mother Nature texts and some parallels with the Bible.
Mm-hmm.
As a matter of fact, I'm gonna show it now because I wanted to do that, but I forgot. So I'm gonna show that, and then I was notified that Frankie went live and talked about my 3-year-old daughter again. He's trying to justify it. So I'm like, all right, let's clap back. So here for the record, for those who don't know, you have this article right there, and that's what you find. Parallels, the biblical parallels with text from Kemet. Now, the new edition is this. The papyrus Bramner Rind, or Rind. I'm not sure how you pronounce it in English anyway. Now, some of you know about the Rind papyrus, the medical papyrus. Is it medical or mathematical? No, mathematical papyrus. For those who don't know, you have the entry on the people's favorite Wikipedia, for whatever that's worth. But this one is not the same. It's called Bramner Rain Papyrus. You have the British Museum reference 10188. We have the hymn to Atum, not to be confused with the hymn to Aten, which was recovered by British archaeologists in 1865, and it is preserved today in the British Museum, London. The original hymn was composed between 1307 and 170 BCE. This copy was made, and the copy is the Papyrus Bramner Ring, It was made between 300 and 275 BCE and buried with the priest Mesmin at Luxor. Now, this is taken from the book entitled Old Testament Parallels, Laws and Stories from the Ancient Near East. It's a fully revised and expanded 4th edition by Victor H. Matthews and Don C. Benjamin. This excerpt right here is on page 25 of the Kindle edition, edited by Polis Press. That's the book cover. And you can see, you remember those? The Hyksos, the Heka Chesed or Heka Chasut. That's obviously a reproduction of the tomb of Khnumhotep, 1900 BCE. This is the actual artifact in the British Museum. This picture comes from the British Museum. You do have the link here. And if we compare this papyrus, sorry. So here we have the columns. This is what, 26 to 27. If we compare the Papyrus Bremner with Genesis 1:1, we are told on Papyrus Bremner, there was no heavens and no earth. Genesis 1:1, KJV, in the beginning God created the heaven and the earth. Bremner Papyrus, when the Almighty speaks, all else comes to life. Genesis 1:3, and God said, let there be light. And there was light. He spoke. Papyrus Bremner, there was no dry land. Genesis 1:9, and God said, let the waters under the heaven be gathered together unto one place, and let the dry land appear, and it was so. Dry land, dry land. We're comparing the same text. Bremner Papyrus, there were no reptiles, worms, or insects in the land. Genesis 1:24 to 25. And God said, let the earth bring forth the living creature, after his kind, cattle and creeping thing, and beast of the earth after his kind, and it was so. And God made the beast of the earth after his kind, and cattle after their kind, and everything that creepeth upon the earth after his kind, and God saw it was good. So I'm only getting warmed up. I have actually other entries that I have not updated. It's on my other computer, so I will not do it now. But there's a lot of parallels from that papyrus alone with different passages of the Bible. So we're going to continue. There's going to be more and more and more. But feel free if you have any questions or statements, ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters.
So you're saying that this particular book has even more parallels than?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that's just the beginning. That's just the beginning.
Okay.
And once again, my article on my website, I have more entry. I just did not, update the website, So I have more, and there's, of course, way more to come. So we have a document in the British Museum, and we have the biblical text.
So are you going to be putting this? Are you going to be doing a teaching on that, or you're just
going to
put it on your?
Yeah, I will update the
community
page.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and then as I have a bit more material, then I will ultimately live stream and just show it. I may not do a live stream just for that alone, unless I find something that's particular. But yeah, I will keep on updating that website. I mean that page.
Okay.
Sorry, that page.
Okay.
Because we already have a fair bit. We have different texts here from Kemek and the different biblical passages. So it's updating. Slowly but surely.
Okay. Yeah, because we, my husband and I, we have conversations with some of our family members about biblical stuff, and it's just really interesting,
Oh yes.
Yeah.
we have scholars, PhDs who've been dealing with that,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm very meticulous on this page. You have the names of the books, the names of the authors, the names of the scholars, or the names of the documents.
Mm-hmm.
There's no clue for imagination. And the parallels, not to say plagiarism. I'm being diplomatically correct when I use the term parallels.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Yeah,
even
because some of the pushback we get is about the Ethiopian Bible, that it's been out there for forever, or 1600, or they'll say something that black people were the first Christians in Ethiopia before any of this was ever talked about as being Christian, and so we hear all kinds of stuff. They'll shoot us some kind of um, some YouTube article or some video or something where somebody says stuff like that. So we just
well,
keep telling them, you need to read.
actually, it is true that a lot of people online say that Ethiopians were Christians before uh, basically any other known Christian group in Europe or elsewhere. And they like to say that the Ethiopian Bible is the oldest Bible. I'm just wondering if is there any PhD that said that?
Yeah, they've never. Now they haven't told us that. I haven't seen that either myself, but I still thought that even with that being the case, because even if it goes back 1600 years or whatever, because they claim it's like around 300 BC or something. I mean, AD or whatever. Or there's still stuff that existed prior to that. So I'm still not understanding. Even if they came to that, saying that it was the oldest one, that doesn't mean that it existed before some of these other texts existed, right? It just could just be the oldest Bible.
Well, if I look at the Codex Sinaiticus, that's AD indeed. And what's the other one? Codex Vaticanus. Oh, okay, Sinaiticus seems to be older.
And which one is that one?
Hold on. I'm going to share this. That's the one right there. Codex Sinaiticus. The Codex Sinaiticus or Sinai Bible is a 4th century Christian manuscript of a Greek Bible containing the majority of the Greek Old Testament, including the Apocrypha, along with the Deuterocanonical books and the Greek New Testament, with both the Epistle of Barnabas and the Shepherd of Hermas included. It is okay. That's basically one of the oldest. Hold on. And they say it here, along with Codex Alexandrinus and Codex Vaticanus, it is one of the earliest and most complete manuscripts of the Bible and contains the oldest complete copy of the New Testament. It is a historical treasure, and using a study of comparative writing styles, paleography, it has been dated to the mid-4th century. So whatever dating that people claim for the Ethiopian Bible, I would like to know their source.
Yeah.
And if it is really 300 BC or so, why don't people use that one primarily? Why don't people quote that one primarily?
That's a good question.
People say a lot of stuff online, People say we get disease because of chemtrails.
Yeah, but that is a good question though, because it seems like the King James version is still the one that's most popularly used, and it's just interesting. It's just interesting. I mean, when you break away from the religious mindset, you kind of marvel that you allowed yourself to go there. I
Yeah.
mean, for me, is I have to, just like, pat myself and like, wow, I can't believe that you did that too. But at least I came to my senses at some point because it's a lot to have to try to convince yourself of that all this stuff is true. It's just a lot. I mean, I don't care which one you choose. It's a lot to have to believe and choose from because it makes some of it just like even like on V Bennett's stuff earlier today. It's like it makes no sense to be scared to death or to be fearful of the lake of fire and all this stuff, and you're not living your life fully because you're concerned as to whether or not you're gonna wind up burning. I mean, that's not good for your body, right?
It's the fear factor. The fear factor. But
Yeah.
for many of us, that's all we knew. That's mainly what we were told. That's mainly what we were taught. So as
Hmm.
we mature,
And I didn't get that till I became an adult because we weren't raised in the church. So like I said, I got caught up when I got older. So
oh, okay. Yeah, well,
yeah.
for me, that's from childhood.
Mm,
So my parents knew, so that's all I knew at one point.
yeah.
But we're lucky we have the internet.
Yeah. And I think the sad part too is that when you look back and you say, how would a God who's supposed to be this loving God? It seems like all the time that there's these battles that go on, right? It's even though people say, well, my God is, like my daddy is better than your daddy, right? Kind of thing. And then, but it's not them that are battling, it's the people on earth that are doing all the dirty work, right? They will say that God, because God said, and it's like, no, it's you did that. You're the one who killed that person. It's not God didn't come down and strike that person personally, right? So it's just too much to keep wrapping your head around when you talk about the goodness of God and God is great, but then God has to use human beings to carry out the atrocities that we read in the Bible. It's just mind-boggling. I mean, you have to really stretch your mind to continually believe something like that as you get older. So that's just my take on that. I just find that strange as I've gotten older.
There was some sort of competition back then for people to write stories and show themselves as being close to God. So they wrote a whole lot, and they wrote after the fact.
Hmm.
When we read those books, they're talking about prophecies, like this will happen. God said that this and that will happen.
Hmm.
Historically, for the most part, the biblical tales are not attested at all. So you have some Roman who chose to believe it, and they read it and share it as it is some fact, but historically, no.
Yeah.
It's their choice. It's their personal opinion that they try to pass off as facts. You know what I'm saying? So, and then we have a lot of cultural appropriation. You know, and for Hebrew Israelites, those who have the rape doctrine, it's very useful for them to have a book that is considered the word of God, and we have some justification for rape. Rape is actually okay according to this Deuteronomy chapter 22, verse 28. And what's funny to
Mm-hmm.
me, not long ago, I came across an article where it says that the Bible condemns rape, and they give the Deuteronomy passage, but the one just before 22:28. You know what I'm saying? So they will sweep 22:28 under the rug. And we have seen demonstration from many different people trying to claim that, okay, no, it doesn't make it okay. That the word doesn't mean rape, that it means grab, it means hold. Some people made justification talking about, that's basically taking the girl by the hand. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, and we have one dude, another Hebrew Israelite who talked about a new concept, non-violent rape.
Yeah.
Just like the TMH dude talked about non-forceful rape.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm always curious too, how each group, because each group, like the Hebrew Israelite says the Bible's with black people in it, it's our history, but then it's like, where did white people come from? And then white people believe that it's about them. And okay, then where did black people come from? And then the Jews believe it's them. The white Jewish people believe it's them. Okay, then where did black people come from? If you do, you know what I'm saying? Because it makes no sense to me if Noah was the one who and his family the ones who repopulated the world. Where did black people come from, right? And so if they're believed to be white, where did black people come from? or people of color, period. Where did they come from? If all of these people are supposed to be white according to how we grew up or how they taught, you're taught that they were all white people. So where did black people come from? And so how was the curse of Ham necessary? So did Noah have a black son? And then vice versa. If it's all black people, where did the white people come from? And then how did Jacob have a son that was black and white? I mean, it's just, just those questions that boggle my brain. And then you got the Jewish people in Israel who believe that they're the people of the book, right? So how did they get to explaining where did black people come from? If you believe you're the people of the book, then how could you say, write the stuff in the Talmud about how black people are supposed to look with kinky hair and big noses and men with elongated, penises and stuff like that? It's like, where would you get that from? If this book is about you, where did all these other people come from? I don't understand. That's the part that is where I don't understand how all this stuff comes about, but this is supposed to be about these particular people, right? Am I making sense? Because sometimes I feel like a babble.
No, you're making a lot of sense. It's down to belief. Yes, people who live over there, they feel like they're descendant, and when we trace their lineage, they were a bit from all over Europe, but people don't really use logic, common sense, nor history when they make those claims.
Yeah, because again, to me, it's like even like with the Hebrew Israelites, it's like, okay, if you believe the book is about black people, then how can you curse another group of black people, or how can you despise another group of black people? I don't. That's the kind of stuff that you get to think about. That it's like, okay, how did you choose that it was those Africans over there that were not fit or not worthy of?
They will reject the Talmudic literature. That's what they will do. They will label those people imposters, just like we have some black folks who claim that the inhabitants of Arabia today are imposters. They always have some convenient way of brushing reality.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hold on, my phone is getting hot.
Yeah.
I gotta turn my fan off.
It's very warm.
It's because it's hot outside too.
Oh yeah.
Let me turn my fan on here.
Yeah,
it is hot out here.
Celsius to Fahrenheit.
It's 100 and something degrees here.
And it was 30.
My phone doesn't like it when it's hot.
Okay, but it was 86 Fahrenheit today, and it's more than the average. But 100 degrees, damn, that's like 37 dying. I think the warmer temperature that I experienced in France, that was 40. That was 104. 104. And that was a few years back, and I still remember.
Yeah, I'm gonna go sit this in. I have to go sit in front of the fan so we can cool it down. Yeah, because it doesn't like that heat. But yeah, like you said, it's all about belief, and we have to reason in our head. Is it something that you really want to keep holding on to? Because some of the stuff is just too far out there for me anymore.
And yeah, we've witnessed quite a fair bit, lately. And what's interesting is those teachings that are not definitely shared to the public, that members kind of know about. For example, that the semen rituals, that the brother Todd told us about,
Mm-hmm.
It's not made up. It's not made up, but it looks like there's some form of omerta. For those who don't know, the omerta is basically like a code of silence, that the mob have, the mafia has,
Mm-hmm.
And with those Hebrew Israelites, we find out about all these cases of rape and child molestation whenever they get mad at each other, whenever Frankie is mad at them, and then he's going to talk. But there are so many. So with all those that we have heard about, we can only imagine how many cases there are that we haven't heard about.
Yeah.
That's their lifestyle. And it has been sponsored by Filthy Frankie. has been sponsored by the House of Conscious Mess, Scam Cheddar Studios, you know, the sexual deviants, the scammers, the liars, the xenophobic, anti African people. Some of them are actually anti black,
Yeah.
but it's coming to an end, though. It is coming to an end.
Yeah, all the stuff that's been happening lately has been very interesting. I mean, like I said, I don't know anybody, but all these people that are coming out and saying stuff is like it's beyond the pale. It really is. I like I said, never heard anything like that, and because for the most part, I'm not really paying attention to stuff on YouTube. But then then having come on here and hearing all that, it's just really mind boggling. It really is. And like I said, we just, as a people, we deserve better.
Yes.
All around the board, we deserve better, and we should be better. Just if not only just for the sake of our children and our grandchildren, we should do better and be better and treat our people right.
And it's amazing that we have not only grown males but grown women as well making excuses for these rapists and child molesters.
Yeah. Like, and I don't know what all that to be done by grown people, but I mean, hopefully, if something happened to them when they were younger and they haven't gotten help for it, then I hope they do. But if nothing did and you're still doing that, then I mean, you really have to do all this self-examination is so important, right? We just can't just keep, brushing things under the rug and stuff like that as if they don't exist and that people are not being hurt. And especially children. I mean, you got people who are defenseless, even when they try to make them old, say they're older than their age because they look a certain way. Well, we was looking a certain way back in the day too. That's not new. People were saying that about, us back then too, that we look older, we're fast and all that kind of stuff. These words are not, it's not new. The scenario is not new. It's just a different time, but what they say, different time, but it's the same old stuff. I mean, nothing
new,
just different, nothing new under the sun, just different words for the same thing, right? Because I'm, like I said, I still have to get used to capping and caping because I know they probably both mean somewhat the same, but I know there's a different meaning to them. So I have to know when to apply the right one. So, but, it's just so much going on all the time. And, this particular thing with the child molestation and even in the scamming stuff, that's something that should be able to be handled pretty quick with us. I mean, unless that's something you enjoy doing, then I can see why you probably wouldn't want to do it. But that should be something that should be handled quickly. We shouldn't want that in our community. Our children have suffered enough. They don't need any more. I mean, and just thinking some people live in areas where, it's just gunshots and everything every day too. On top of that, right? I mean, it's enough. That's one less thing they should have to worry about.
That's the way they eat. And they feel like it's normal. But we understand that we have these followers of Malachi York who have reinvented themselves, who have, in some instances, who came up with different names for their organizations, different titles. But ultimately, they have no problem defending rapists because their leader is a rapist.
Yeah.
So what's interesting is that we have them on tape. We have them on tape making excuses, all sorts of excuses.
Yeah.
And the DNA don't matter anymore. The confessions don't matter anymore. The testimonials don't matter anymore.
Well, it may not matter online.
Yeah.
It may not matter. Yeah.
But in reality, that's what the dude is in prison.
Yeah.
But it is really sick. It is really sick. It's really sick. And we have seen the reaction.
Mm-hmm.
I and others have been insulted, disrespected, and threatened just because we stand against rapists and child molestation. So now they feel proud because Pedo Land, House of Consciousness, Red Bouquet, Frankie has made a house for child molesters and rapists and scammers. But that house is about to go. It's about to go. So they might as well just take advantage of it while they can, because it's going to be less than 1 month.
Yeah.
I mean, he has started to collapse already, but it's only going to be a confirmation in about 3 weeks' time. So it's going to be,
Yeah.
and we're going to find out a lot more because they're going
Yeah,
to be
that time
telling.
is going by pretty fast, hasn't it?
Yes.
Seems like it's been a long time, but actually it has gone by pretty fast. I guess because people are anxious to see what the outcome's going to be. But
amazingly, Frankie and all these sexual deviant friends and sexual deviant brothers and sisters, they've been doing their things for about 2 decades, and really in about 6, 7 months. Oh my goodness. And there's so many videos that they remove all the time.
yeah, not to change the subject though, but I am on. So I know you said you did the Muay Thai and stuff like that. So do you still do that? And do you when you go and work out?
No, I don't practice anymore. I try to stay, in shape. Try to stay fit. But I don't practice anymore. We have the Rang Inspired in the place to be. Yeah, I don't. I was doing tournaments and all that. You know what I'm saying? So I was really deep into it.
Do you have like a particular workout regimen that you do, or you just get to the gym or wherever you can?
I just try to go to the gym. I haven't been much, to be honest, particularly since I started, schooling. Studying Egyptology at the university, but just try to stay healthy, and I would like to go to a gym where they have a punching bag so I can do my thing, and maybe later on I may do some sparring or stuff like that. But right now I'm more focused on just keep on learning. I want to learn languages as well and all that. I did my time on the ring. I have my medals. I have my titles, so.
Yeah, I just the reason I was asking is I when I fell off the ladder last year, and my body hurt for like a long time, right? And it's kind of so I've been going back to the gym for almost a month now, and I'm finding different parts hurt that I didn't have those problems with before, and I'm like, man, I don't remember my wrist hurting like that, and I don't remember it, and I'm thinking, well, maybe it's because from falling off the ladder, and so I went to the chiropractor yesterday, and then my elbows were. It's like my elbows popped really good. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe that's what was making it, because, it was just that fall was it was not a good one.
So sometimes it's some of your body parts that you haven't used much, you haven't exercised much. So, the least exercise that you will do will leave you sore, but after a while, it should be okay, because I remember there was some time where I did not, but that's one mistake that you will make. I did not train for a while, and I went to the gym and I trained so much, so I was sore for like 2 weeks. So when we spend a little while without exercising, we have to be careful, particularly if we're using weight. But you could be just running. If too much, then your leg's gonna be sore for a little while. So when it's after a short period of inactivity, then we have to make sure that we take it easy at first, and then we take it from there.
Yeah, because in my head I was taking it easy, but my body was like, that's too much for you right now. So I kind of just because I was doing like the lightest weight, like 10 pounds or whatever. It wasn't anything that I would have considered, but my body was like, no, we're still not quite there yet. Just get on the bike or walk on the treadmill or do something a little bit, but don't go out there and. Even 10 pounds right now is a little too much for you. Just don't put any weight. Just maybe 5 pounds.
Even if the weight is light, it depends how many reps you do. How long you do it for.
That's true.
Yeah, there's many different parameters.
Yeah, but I was just wondering. I like I said, I've been trying to get back out there because I kind of miss going, but I was like, well, let me go ahead and get on out here and see what it feels like. And that actually hasn't really been that bad. I think my wrist was the only thing that was really bothering me. Everything else seems to be okay, but I'm not trying to push it too hard because I'm not as young as I used to be, and I'm not trying to hurt myself and not be able to walk and stuff like that.
We gotta listen to our body, and indeed, the more time goes and the more we realize, dang, I ain't what I used to be. It's not the same now.
Yeah,
not the same.
That's what my dad said. My dad used to say. He used to say. I'm not as young as I used to be, and I can't do what I used to do, and I don't want to do either anymore. So you know, I'm like, yeah, that's true. I'm good. You know.
The stages of life.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's I enjoy. You know, I'm still pretty active and stuff like that. So I try not to let too much grass grow under my feet or wherever. And but sometimes it does, you know, it does kind of feel a little painful. Not as bad as it used to though. But it's feeling better as the days go on. It's just like the first couple of days, like my wrist is hurting, and do I need to go to the doctor?
Yeah.
Do I need to go get an X-ray? Did I do something? But it's like, you big dummy, you just lifting weights. That's okay. You'll be fine. But I was just curious. I was just curious as to how because I got both of my sons. They're in pretty good shape and stuff like that. And, they try to tell me what to do and stuff like you don't tell me what to do. I'm your mom. You don't tell me what to do. I know what I'm doing. You don't tell me what to do. So, but anyway, I didn't have anything else to say unless somebody else was going to come out here and holler. I see Curse of Hammurabi was out there for just a second.
Yeah, divinely inspired also,
Oh, I didn't see him. Hi, Divinely. Come jump up on the panel.
Yeah, I made the chat for supporters only. I left it open, for a little while. People didn't take advantage, so I'm like, all right, okay, I make it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It is what it is. This is content. And I always have some clapback. So
Yeah, V. Bennett was on at the same time you were on today too.
Actually, unfortunately, it's when I prepared the live stream that I saw he was live. He's still live now.
Is he?
Yeah, and I was like, damn.
Yeah, y'all both did two good streams earlier today. He had his one from earlier this morning, and then
I was
on.
there. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw you. I was trying to. I mean, I have to be quiet with that because it's still early in the morning, and as much as I want to giggle. Yeah, I want to giggle and laugh and talk, but I'm like, I have to remember I still got some sleeping heads up in here. So, but yeah, you guys are on it these last few days, and so you guys have been doing a really good job. And I like the way y'all tag team each other. I really do. I think that's to be commendable because, like like we were saying for the longest, none of us know each other personally.
Yes.
But we know each other characterly.
Yes.
And that's not a word, but
Yeah,
and I like that.
Yeah, and I like it as well. I really love the convo, because I mean, what we've been saying lately is just so ridiculous. Like, I mean, the teachings are off. The so-called scholarship is off. With these foul people, but the character and the teaching, the doctrine, the rape doctrine, making excuses for rapists and scammers is just ridiculous. And it's only thanks to the groupies that they kind of survive for a little while. But even their groupies, they're unsatisfied, because at one point they realize that they got scammed. They realize that, and they have family members who got, abused. So it takes a while for some people, some. Yeah.
I was going to ask you too. Whole another question. So I know that I've heard stuff, about Billy Carson. But what do you know about the Emerald Tablet? Is that something that has to do with any kind of biblical?
I've heard about it so many times.
Mm-hmm.
It's actually one of the things that people ask me about the most. But here's with the Hermetic text. I'm not too familiar with it. I mean, why don't you tell people try to focus on something that's attested in the text, and then try to see how old it is. That powers that I've used is like 300 BC, so that's a Ptolemaic period, or the late period. That's not very old, because a lot of Kemetic texts are way older. But you have
because I know he's not the only one who wrote one. So, but he's the name that I know of that he has one that has his, a book that has his name on it. But then there's another person out there that has their name on it. Yes.
Well, he's having some legal troubles, and pocket watching with JT is on his case. And it's obvious to me that he's into metaphysics.
Is that where the astrophysics, the astral projection and stuff comes?
Well, I don't know if he talked about it, but
But no, but does metaphysics include the astral projection and all stuff?
Astral projection, yeah, that would be in the realm of metaphysics,
Oh, okay,
But
okay. Has there been any proof of any of that? Does anybody have any? I mean, I know that's what they accuse. They're saying that Malachi York has the ability to do, but there's some force field around his prison cell that doesn't allow him to do that. Is that what they're saying? I mean, I'm just saying.
I don't recommend following metaphysics, because anybody can come, even with the so-called information when we're dealing with text, archaeological data. People just do some milkshakes with it. So with metaphysics, there's no really standard. Anybody can come up and make stuff up. I mean, even with like the Bible, people make stuff up with the Bible, and we have the text clearly. So metaphysics is just a melting pot of just
Yeah, no, I was just wondering. I mean, I was just wondering if anybody's been able to prove that any of that has taken place.
Of course not. Of course not. It's fanciful teachings, really. And some people they love stuff like that. They love to hear that. If they drink certain food and wear certain crystals or certain stones, certain material, then it's going to give them some special abilities, not to say power. Some people love to hear stuff like that. Some people want to feel special. So there's some people who are going to clap and say, "You're God, you're a divine being. You need to be in tune with your chakra and kundalini, and then you'll thrive." And they love to hear stuff like that. So they don't have to do much. They can buy their candles, their prosperity candles, light it up, and that's it. Good things going to come their way. They're going to say that they are in tune with the universe and all that. Well, divine inspired. How you doing, brother?
Hey, Shaka, what's up, brother? Hello, Sister Andrea. How you feeling?
What's going on, Di? Everything's good. Everything's good.
I woke up this morning. The rest is great.
Amen. Or that's not the right word.
Yeah, just to touch on what you were saying, Shaka, about people wearing certain things or what have you. I think that a lot of it is out there now is BS, and it's like new age stuff, And first of all,
I feel the same way.
Yeah, and to really embrace an ancestral culture, you have to practice. You have to be initiated. You have to be, and it's not easy. It takes discipline. No disrespect to anyone else's beliefs or what have you, but I just can't go to somebody's event or go to someone's house or what have you. It's not like going to church. No, it's not. It's not. It's reputation. It's you have to really know with whom you're dealing, because it's like, your spiritual head is in their hands. And if it's some weirdo, which I almost got caught out there in Brooklyn with one, sounded really good on WBAI, on the radio, right? Sounded really, really good. Went out to Brooklyn to meet her, and it was just like kind of foolishness. There was like an infusion of several different things, and my head didn't work well in that space. It just did not, So it took me years to finally get to the point where I got, and I'm still a baby in it. And that was 2009 when I was, let's just say, I received my elekes in 2009, which are beads, they're 5 beads, right? 5, sets of 5 beads, whatever. And I received also what is known as the warrior, or my warriors also, and just to, put it shortly, like your elekes, which are your beads, right? In Spanish, they're called collares, right? What they represent are 5 orisha, which in the Yoruba pantheon, and which in over here in the Americas, they represent 5 orisha. You have Obatala, who's on my head. You have Oshun. You have Elegba, right? You also have, excuse me. You also have Yamaya or Yamoja, right? And you. Hold on now. What am I getting old or something?
Older.
Older. I'm sorry.
Don't say old yet, because I'm older than you, so we can't use that word yet.
Okay. I gotta go. I've used my fingers now. This is incredible. Oh shoot.
You have one more.
Kabiesi.
Yeah.
And basically, it's almost like spiritual antenna. Like certain things go wrong. If they break any kind of way, you have to definitely go and be, get divined again. You have to be, you need a new set, yes or no, or whatever. You might have to do certain things spiritually. But see, that's just not like some weirdo, new age weirdo who's just gonna come and tell you, oh yeah, just pay me $3,000 and I'll give you this rock to put in your pocket, or or are you gonna say one Hail Mary? No. No. So it takes a lot of discipline. Right now, I'm like inactive because, especially, I moved down to Georgia, and I don't know who's who down here just yet.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be a bit much, but this is what my ancestors wanted me to do, and I'm doing it.
Okay.
And you know what kind of verified that? Reading my father's DNA results. I said, holy moly, look at that. Nigeria, 20%. I'm like, what? But the thing is, and that's where the Orisha come from. That's where Isheshe, which is the Aboriginal practice, is called. And of course, you have Lukumi, otherwise known as Santeria, but I never really call it that. Like in Cuba and the other islands, and also you have Condomble in Brazil, and you have Shango Baptist in Trinidad too. That's right. But yeah, so yeah, I don't, with this metaphysical stuff, where people defecating aliens and all this mess. Nah, man, no.
No, I've never I've never heard that one before. That okay, all right.
Bobby Hemmett, so, and ask them if they're initiated in anything, or if they even ask them, no. If you're initiated, you're not going to say all that mess. No way. You wouldn't even be dealing with no UFOs and all that stuff. No, that's contrary to what we're taught. I'm not initiated. My Elekes are the beginners. They're called, Elekes, pretty much. They're small. They're tiny, little tiny ones. But once you become initiated, your Elekes change, and you can, you can also receive certain things, also certain orishas, also, as you go on, and that's, if you're told, like, okay, you need to go to something called Babalu Waye, which is the divinity of sickness and health, right? Like when you heard, like we look at I Love Lucy, and Ricky would be like, Babalu, who do you think he was talking about? People don't even know that, but he's talking about, he's calling out to Babalu Waye. He's Cuban. He was Cuban, So, and that's another thing too. Don't let looks deceive you. When you see people who look white, and they, sometimes, especially with Hispanics, that you go to their house and you think you're in the Congo. And that happened to me a few times, where it's like, holy moly, where am I? Am I in a botanica or something? Am I, but yeah, sometimes, especially like, because I'm from the Bronx, and that's happened to me a few times, because remember how everyone was all, what Cuba was, what DR was, those, these are slave ports, man, pretty much. where that's where sugar and tobacco were grown and all that. Yeah, so but
Interesting.
yeah, it's very interesting. You see somebody who looks like who looks like Nicolas Cage talking about Che Lafayette. I'm like, what? Like a lot of people like, okay, all right. But
in Louisiana, you have some people who, kind of look white, but
Mhm.
they have a lot of things that will pass on to them. You mentioned Legba earlier. You may have heard in Haitian voodoo, they have Papa Legba.
Of course, yeah, of course, brother, of course. And these divinities are these deities, excuse me, are close because the people were close there, but those people can, a Legba priest, Papa Legba priest could or priestess could not or cannot officiate over a Legba, and vice versa. Because two different energies, two different deities, even though they might have the similar source. Like in Palamoyombe, which is also is from Angola, actually. That came to Cuba, right? And Palamoyombe, it's they call him Lucero, but his name, oh my goodness, his African name, I forgot. But Cobayende? But yeah, so, and that's another tradition too. Palamayombe. Whoo, that's a heavy tradition too.
Have you seen the movie Besuro?
I
I
haven't.
heard of that.
It's a guy that was in Brazil, and he's practicing capoeira. It's a very nice movie because there's a lot of African tradition in it. And I think it's let me check. I think it's on YouTube. Very well made movie. Besuro. Now this one may be in French. I'm gonna look for the English version. Yeah.
It's something because we, and Lukumi, which is funny because I'm black, and Lukumi is primarily attributed to Hispanics, right? Now my best friend, he's Puerto Rican, right? He's Isheshe. His is from Nigeria, right? So it's funny, right? But when your ancestors want you to do certain things, they want it now. It's like now. It I swear, it almost drove me crazy. It almost drove me to the point where, I said, look, and then it just so happened I was at work and someone said something to me and wind up taking me to his godfather. And I felt so much at home with him. And when he actually divined me, when he read me, I mean, it almost made me started crying, because I didn't know these people. They didn't know my history or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I said, well, I'm home. The only thing is that I left that house because there were people in it who were wicked, and you can spiritually feel that if you're in tune enough. You can really, really feel that. And if I told the Godfather, I said, listen, this guy right here, I really want to smash his head off, man. For real, that's how I feel. And there's other things besides that also. And I, but he kept on having him around. I couldn't be around that. I can't be around that. My head does not operate well with that kind of mess going on. Just doesn't.
Yeah.
But getting back to Brazil is no joke when it comes down to that religion, because first of all, I believe they wear their whites for 7 years. 7 years. And as opposed to like 1 year in Lukumi, and their elekes go down to the ground almost. They're really, really long. I gotta check that out. And also, if you want to open up a spiritual house as a godmother, you'd have to get a license by the state. I mean, if you mess around and somebody says, well, Andrea didn't this didn't work for me. What she didn't work for me. I can take you to court.
Oh wow.
Yeah, they don't play. They don't play around. They don't play around. There.
Mm.
But,
But I hate cold cheese. What does he mean by that? What do you mean by that?
what's cold cheese?
Hammurabi. I have no idea. Hi, love my fro. Hi, I'm going to say hi to you earlier.
Now,
Yeah, what does she mean? I hate cold cheese. That is so funny. I don't know what she means by that.
me either.
Uh,
Yeah.
yeah.
So, but of course, as with any spiritual practice, when done properly, it's beautiful. I mean, beautiful.
Hmm.
Not everyone can practice this because it depends on what your ancestors are, who your ancestors are, I should say are, and I've seen people be blocked. They said no.
So did you do yours through ancestry.com, or what did you find your
Well, firstly, my father did,
mm-hmm.
so then, but I never did mine personally. I never did. I think he's like 60% African, 40 or 30, 38 or something. So I'm not getting these percentages right.
Mm-hmm.
I know he's like 2% native. I know that runs in our family too.
Mm-hmm.
And I think he's like 38+% or something, 38% Northern European, what have you, like probably like Irish or something.
Okay.
And that's Virginia. That's both of his parents were from Virginia, so
Yeah. Yeah, because I know one of my brothers did one, and it was like we're like all on the west coast of Africa. It's like 95% African and 5% other.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it was like Cameroon, Senegal, Nigeria. I can't remember the percentages though. I don't have Ghana. Did I say Senegal already? Mali. So it was like real heavy on the west coast.
Yeah,
and I don't remember the minor ones. I mean, they were like, I think Ghana was in that small percentage, but still but there was a couple of other European ones that were in the smaller percentages. So, but overall it was 95% African and 5% other. Yeah.
Wow. If you don't mind
they tell me, huh?
If you don't mind me asking, where are you from?
Originally, I'm from Tampa, Florida. Originally.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow. That's beautiful, actually.
Oh, there she said. She said she's driving. I'm snacking on cheese crackers.
That's good.
Okay, Hammurabi, we understand now.
It's not hoghead cheese, is it?
But my mom's people are from the islands, and so my mother's people, they're from I think either Grenada or the Bahamas, one of the two.
Okay.
And so we have we got all that back there. That's why, I have some friends who are Haitian, and their food tastes like food that I grew up, my grandmother cooking, like pigeon peas and rice and stuff like that. I mean, it's just like, and then all the fruits and the mangoes and the coconut and, kumquats and all that kind of, my grandmother had all that around her house when we grew up. So we didn't have to, go too far to find some good stuff. So, and then they would have the Goombay Day celebration down in Miami, and we would go there. And we went down there. We went to Miami every summer, and other times, but mostly, when we were all out of school, my dad would take us there and spend a lot of time with grandma and stuff. So,
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I miss my this.
I miss mine too. She had the blue hair. She would have that blue hair and nibble you to death with the 2 teeth she had left. But But yeah, but I I miss those. I enjoy being a kid. That's all I gotta say. Enjoy it. Kids. I tell my grandkids enjoy it while you can, because when you become an adult, you're gonna start looking back and say you wish you shoulda, woulda, coulda. Be a kid as long as you can, because the time goes by really fast. Yeah.
But speaking of Haitian food, that diri jean jean, that black rice. Oh my goodness, I love that stuff. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
But there's the black sauce. We call it sauce pois. Not many people like it, but I can understand. I mean, I grew up on it, but I can understand that not everybody will like it, because I have a few colleagues who told me they tried it, but
Is that the one with the peas?
yeah, the peas are
The green peas?
no, the black one.
The black.
So you have that black
Okay.
thick sauce.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we
Because
call it sauce pois.
Yeah, because I know my friend makes a good one with peas and I guess sweet peas and rice, and she's just an excellent cook. She's an excellent cook, and on the Haitian uh, New Year Haitian celebration, or New Year's Day celebration, whatever, she makes that squash soup.
The bouillon.
Oh, oh, I'm her taste tester, so I show up early. It is just off her. She's just a great cook. She really is. So I've been spoiled for the last almost 40 years eating her food. So it's been great. Yeah. And not everybody can cook it though. Everybody's not good at cooking everything, like, I guess that's in any genre, any person's background. Everybody's not good at cooking wherever they come from.
Yeah,
I don't stake a claim on anything, so I'm okay, but I'm not to say I'm good.
wow.
But I had to cook for a big family, growing up. So I hated cooking. I would rather wash dishes or clean a toilet than cook. I hated it. I hated cooking. I know how, but I still don't like cooking. I do it because I have to, not because I want to. It is not my forte. I'd rather do something else, honestly. My husband's a better cook than me. He likes to take his time and season everything.
Oh, I love cooking.
I'm gonna get me in and get me out as quickly as possible and hope that it tastes good. I just because I had to do it for so long, right? Coming from a big family, I'd rather clean a toilet, honestly, than cook. I mean, people just like, are you curious? I'm like, no, I'm not. I cook because I have to, not because I want to. That's like the last thing I want to do, but I do it. And my grandson's like, Grandma, you're such a good cook. You need to open a restaurant. I'm like, nah. No. No, I said I cook. When I cook, I'm cooking because I love y'all. So you're gonna taste the love in it. But outside of that, I don't have enough love for everybody else because I don't like cooking. I just don't. He doesn't care what I cook. He thinks it's great. But anyway, it's all good, I guess. But Shaka, I know it's getting way past your bedtime, huh? Are you okay? Because I know it's 1:30 there.
Yeah, 127 to be exact. But
yeah.
But yeah, it's I'm happy about this book that I have. I mean, I have so many, but that one there, just early on, they show you some parallels. So I want to share more. It's been a long time I wanted to, and just keep doing it. But there's also some languages I want to get into, and I have quite a fair bit going on. But school's going to resume in October. The registration is going to be open soon, so that's what's going to be taking me most of my time. And now it's like it's a period of like holiday or chilling. But then when you have the assignments, the essays, and all that, and all the literature we have to go through, then you're not left with much time. So I'm really enjoying this time off.
Do you use any of, like, when you're talking with us and stuff, and you have to do some type of report? Do you use what you come out here and discuss with the people in any of your papers that you write, as far as the different perspectives you might hear? Or
well, there's some things that I've been sharing, over the years, but you always have to cite. You always have to cite. So
okay,
there's a fair bit, that I am already familiar with, but it's like a bit. from what I've been saying, when I've been live streaming, there's a fair bit of vocabulary and some citations as well. But usually you will cite what the recommended reading, for the essays,
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah,
Mm.
or yeah, related to the topic, because they give you a topic, they give you a topic, and then you have to write your essay. So most of the time, that's what you'll be citing, anything related to the topic.
Oh, okay. Yeah, 'cause I didn't know if they allowed for, like life,
Oh,
any of
not
outs, like
not so much. Like
not so much.
you have to stay on topic. You kind of have
Okay.
you can you can elaborate, but
Uh-huh.
you have to remain on topic. Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Mhm.
I guess that would make sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's was very interesting. I'll tell you what's very interesting. That's Sister Nandy live last night. Oh no, it's more. Was it this afternoon?
Yeah, was it
Yeah.
yesterday?
Yesterday.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
I mean,
Yeah.
no, because it was today, wasn't it? Did you
Today.
tell us to
It
go?
was.
Was it today, Chaka, that you told us to go to? She's live. Go to her. I'm
Well,
shutting down, or was it yesterday? It seemed like it
well,
all. You've been out here.
for me it was yesterday. For me it was
Okay.
yesterday. But then
Okay.
for you guys, I guess it's still the same day. Yeah.
Yeah.
But go ahead, Divine Inspired.
I mean, she set people on fire.
Yeah.
Holy moly!
Yeah.
She set people on fire.
Yeah, she did. But like I said, I don't know. I mean, to hear all this stuff like now, and I'm sure a lot of it's news to you too, Shaka, and some of the stuff. Because I'm not a techie person.
And you know what compounds everything? Her accent. Her accent makes it like it's like a double down. The way she says certain words is like, nigga, I'm like,
yeah.
The way she comes in with the ad hominems, man, it's like, oh shit, like wow, but good, because she needs to put emphasis on certain words, and Chuck, I'm glad that you told JTV about Judah Nasty and his channel, his anti-African channel, because it seems as if, okay, Hebrews have their own agenda, their own issues, their own problems, whatever, but it's always like when they're addressing their problems, they want to shit on Africa and African practices, man.
Yeah, they are very, and it's a shame, I mean, even in Frankie's channel, he has no problem with people being anti-African, but yeah, I felt like, let me just let the people know how they get down over there. But it's funny because Judas Nasty went off on Frankie, but he wants to be back with Frankie. He said he spoke to him and all that. This guy's not solid. Shaka Amos, is back on with Frankie now. See, Frankie's like that. He has beef with people, but then when he wants to appear legitimate, then he would just call his old folks. You know what I'm saying? But it can go down with him. It's not a crime to me.
But exactly. It is like pimps and prostitutes. It just reminds me of that. It's like the pimp wants his money, he smacks him up a bit, a bit, and they say, oh, you meanie or whatever they say, and then they come back.
Then they come back. It's the same dynamics. All of that for fame, all of that for exposure.
But exposure for who? It's just
they don't have much going on in their lives. I mean, look at Judas Nasty.
Mm-hmm.
He obviously doesn't have much going on in his life. You know what I'm saying? So, and he's not the only one.
But that's another thing I can't understand also. Okay, you're a Hebrew Israelite, right? So why are you married to a Japanese woman having kids with? Doesn't that negate what you believe in? You're supposed to be with.
It depends, but they're all over the place. they're all over the place.
They are.
There's no logic in their doctrine, you know.
No.
Like if somebody wants to be Jewish, okay, he'll follow the Torah or the Bible, you know what I'm saying? But those cats, they have different twists. They're real twisted, you know. You know, like Judah Nasi, for example, he was angry at Sa, so he went off at Sa, you know. He actually wished that Frankie's daughter gets raped. So the dude is really sick in his mind. But how many times has Judas Nasty criticized some rapists or child molesters? You know, that's a common point. That's a focal point with all these cats of the rape, okay, and house of consciousness. Even Jabari Osaze. How many times has Jabari Osaze criticized a rapist or child molester?
Zero.
He only said that Polite should be on timeout, but that's just a competition.
That's
you know?
yeah.
You know, but that's it. You know what I'm saying? So with the rape, okay, house of consciousness, that's the main thing. Those cats have no problem with rape and child molestation. You know, but, the scamming. I mean, scamming is a way of life. You know, like it's not just the HOK people, but even their groupies and all that. Like it's just ridiculous.
And
but here,
threatening,
but that's gonna backfire. That's gonna backfire at them. All this threatening and all that. Some people gonna be putting up some more paperwork. But here, I want to encourage people. Let's move on to V Bennett stream. You have the link here in the chat, and we can just move over there and give you. So see you on V Bennett stream. All right.
All right.
Okay.
Peace.